So we have our ambient occlusion working nicely. It's working very good. Here we have some problem, as you can see. It's caused because of our details here. So we have just to make two objects of this rooftop because we have to avoid this error. But for the rest, it's looking very good for this area. So let me see here. Yeah, perfectly. Our normal maps on the door are perfect, and we have just to, let me see, the pump station. Oh, the pump station is a little bit of a mess here. If you see something like that, maybe it's caused of some mal-calculation, so we have just to rebake it, or something else is doing a little bit of a problem here. But we have just to, first of all, resolve this problem here. Go back to Blender, go to your low poly and our roof here. As you can see here, we have our roof, the right side layered on the other side. So I'm going to just scale them a little bit down, so we can take one side, rotate them by 90 degrees. So we are doing this now manually, so we are fast. And I'm putting this here, and this one will be here. So we have to do another scale a little bit, and we are good. Alright, this detail here is fixed, so I'm going to select all again, export it FBX, and export it on the low. Now we can go to Marmoset, and it's immediately reloading the object, and we can go to bake and bake it again. Alright, the bake is done. As you can see, we have fixed this problem here, and now we have just to fix this problem on the pump station. So let me see what's causing this problem. Okay, yeah, we have a little bit of a problem here. We have I think I just forgot to unwrap it, so I'm going to unwrap it, pack it, and now we can just do the same thing as on the other. Good, now we can just select all again and export it on the low, and we have just to rebake our pumping station. We don't need to rebake the whole thing, so I'm going to deselect the wood planks, wood beam, door, concrete, metal parts. The pump station we are going to check. Wood, and wood frame unchecked. And now we can just bake one layer, and it's much faster now. Alright, go to preview. So after a rebake of this model, you see we have here perfect maps, but one problem still left. We have here this cover plate, but on the other side it's missing, so that's my fault. It's not missing, it's completely black. So yeah, actually it's missing in form of the wrong normals. You see we have a difference here. If I go up to face orientation, it's red, so it's facing the wrong way, the wrong direction. So I'm going to select them, recalculate normals. It's doing nothing, so just type in flip. So we have just flipped them, and we can go back and just export it again. Good, so we make our last bake. Good, our bake is done, and we are good to go to Substance Painter. So saving and open up Substance Painter. In Substance Painter, first things first, we're going to File, New, and under File, Select. You can select your gas station low, and under Import Baked Maps, you can just add your created maps on Marmoset. So go to Maps and select all the maps you are created. Open it up and click OK. Give it some time to load, but after loading you can just go to the texture settings, and you can go to assign the texture you created. So to do that, I'm going to just drag this a little bit down. So we have this material slots here, that's good, but we have to first select our maps. So we are in the concrete, go to select normal, type in here concrete. So we have all the concrete maps, and the normal goes in the normal, the word space normal goes to normal object, the ambient occlusion goes to the ambient occlusion, the curvature goes to the curvature, and the position goes to the position, and the thickness goes to the thickness. And that's all you have to do here. Now we can go to the next door and window and do the same thing. And I'm done. So you see, you can just control your model here, but I can't really see any problems or some bugs laying around. Perfect. We can now start with the actual texturing, but first I'm going to save it, obviously, and let's begin. So we're going to begin with the concrete, I think. So select the concrete, go to the layers. The first layer you can just delete, we don't need them. And let's see what we have so far in our browser here. So type in concrete, and on the normal, on the materials you have the, I think you haven't any of this because I just downloaded them. We can download it too if you want to. Just go to the, where is it here, the browse 3D assets in marketplace, and you can just search for concrete you want to, but I'm going to use this concrete plain brushed. I like that. You can use it too if you want to, just download it. So I'm going to drag and drop it here, and it's already good, but we have just to tweak it a little bit. The first thing you have to tweak is the tiling. I'm going to 3 or maybe 4 just to make it smaller. Yeah, I think 4 is good. And I think we have here some problems. I'm not really sure why it's causing that. So let me see. So on the high we have here, yeah, we have here our bevel, that's good. And on the low we have our bevel 2. Oh, one thing I just missed to check is if we have activated our bevel in every single object here. I'm just going through quick. Here we haven't activated, just activate it and export it again. So yeah, I have just to export this whole thing again. Sorry for that. But if you have later on some kind of problems, it's caused because of the difference in the bevel. So just go to export it again and you're good to go. So I'm just quickly checking the high poly 2, but I think we're good here. Yeah, we are good. I'm just export it again because of this auto smooth error. So I can show you now quick how you can reload your model and reassign the materials and so on in texture in Substance Painter. After some changes you made in the main object in Blender, go back to Marmoset, let it load. After the loading you have to go to bake, rebake it, and then you can just go on to a Substance Painter. So I'm going to just bake it again quickly. Alright, the bake is done. So I go back to Substance Painter, and in here in Substance Painter, first of all you have just to go to this here, the texture, search for gas station or whatever you called your maps. And now we have just to select every single piece here. So go to reload and reload them quick. So after you reloaded your maps, you have to reload your model. To do that, go up here to edit, and you have your project configuration, and in here you can just reselect your file. So go to the file, low, and open it up. Okay, right, after loading it up, you have to go last thing to this button here. This is the resource updater, and under here you see 55 resources and 49 are outdated. So just click on update all and it's doing its magic. So you updated your map and now we are good. Alright, back to topic. We are in the concrete. On the concrete we are going to be a little bit more, I think it's good so far, and the color is also good. We can leave it like that if you want to, but we are going to add a layer of dirt on top of it. So just add a new layer, fill layer, call it dirt. On the fill layer, right click, add a black mask, and on the black mask we have to do something. So I'm just deleting this gas station here, and we have to go to the smart mask, and in here we can just search for dirt, and I think we are going to use this dirt dusty. So just drag and drop it here in the black mask, and you see it's kind of pixelated. That's because of we have here some tree planar option going on. So in the mask editor, go down to texture, open it up, and here we have tree planar and true. We have to be on false. Same thing on texture 2. Tree planar, false, and you're good. Alright, now you can just play a little bit with your setting if you just want if you just want more of this stuff going on here. You see it's just changing some values, but I think we are just good. Yeah, we're just good with this. Go with the contrast a little up if you want it sharp. If you don't want it sharp, go down. And yeah, the other thing you can under, I think it's down here under, let me see, the curvature. If you go up with the curvature, you can just go a little bit more on the side if you want to. Or another thing you can do is under this image input, I think, under the balance, you can do the rest. Alright, now we have just to change the color of the dust. So go back to your main layer, go down to the color and go down to black or gray or something else, whatever you want. You see there is some area that's causing a little bit more of this dust. That's because of the different size of this object here. So we have just to mask it a little bit out. So go down this maybe. So go back to the mask editor and go down a little bit with the, or go up with this balance on the image side, or go down with the curvature. I think that's good. So play a little bit around with the values in here. Play with the scaling of the texture 2 and 1. So yeah, mainly with the texture 2. If you just go to scale a little bit down, you're good to go. For scaling up, you have more of this stuff here, but I think a value of 2 is good. Alright, we have just to go back to the main area and under the metallic, we don't want it metallic, that's good. We don't want it shiny, go up with the roughness. So I think here we are just right. So we want it really rough, this dirt. And it's good so far, maybe with the color a little bit, not too dark, just in the gray. Alright, we have done our first texturing here. Later on I think we are going to do something more, maybe with some moss in here. I think that's a good idea. Let me see if we have some moss. We have this moss, medium. Nah, that's not really moss, so I think we have just to, yeah, we have to download it. So let's do it quick. Go to your browser, and after open it up, you can just search here for your stuff. Let me see, moss, and you have here all sorts of assets you can download. So let's search for a moss we can use. I think we can use the one of the first one. I think we're going to use this damp thick moss covered ground. Just go to download and wait for it to be downloaded. So after downloading, you have two options to just import it into a Substance Painter. The first is you go to File and Import Resources, and here you can add the resources. And after you added that, you have here this line, and on the right side you have just to change it to texture. Go down here, you can save it in your project or in the whole library, so you have it every time, and click on import. And the other thing you can do is just, if you go to this button here, send to, you can just send it to Substance Painter and you have it in your library. So after to do that, just type in here moss and you have it here. We have to drag and drop it in our layer stack, but the moss, as you can see here, has to be between the dirt and the concrete. So just think about that. The concrete is our base layer, the dirt is our top layer, and the moss is between. So on the concrete we have a little bit of moss, and on the moss we have a little bit of dirt going on. Alright, you see we have here the tiling too big, so go maybe a little bit down, maybe to 4. That's good. And let's see what else we can do here. You can change a lot of things here, so the color of the two moss types, or under the technical parameters you can just change some other settings. But we are going to do nothing here, so let's add a black mask on that. Just right click, add black mask, and in the black mask we are going to add a grunge matte, I think, or a smart mask. So I'm going to delete this moss. Let's try a smart mask. Go to this button here, smart mask, and type in dirt. So you can use maybe the dirt dusty. Just drag and drop it in here, and then you see what's doing. So as you can see here, we have the same problem as earlier with our tree planar. So go to texture, invert the tree planar texture 2 to the same thing. And now we have it here. Alright, so let's do a little bit of changes. Maybe the global invert. Alright, so we can go up with the balance. If you just want a little bit less of that, if you want more, go down. And as you can see here, we have some areas that aren't really with the moss covered, so you can go down to ambient occlusion, maybe go with that down and to see what's doing. Or another thing you can do, go up with the curvature. So we have more on the side here, so you don't see it now because it's inverted. I go back to the normal, and now it's going mostly on the curvature here, as you can see here. But it's a sort of doing some weird stuff. So go down with that, with the ambient. You can go up with the thickness, or with the position gradient. You have a lot to play with. If you open up the curvature, you have a lot of other things to change, and you can do it like you want to. But I think I'm going to use another mask here. If you go down with the curvature and go up with the position gradient, for example, you can just play more on the sides. Let's see, we are going to use another mask, so I'm going to delete this one. We have to go to this button here, the texture button, and in the texture you have some grunge maps. So we need grunge, let's type grunge dirt. So let's see what we can use here. Maybe, or maybe let's try if we have some grunge moss, maybe. Yeah, we have some grunge moss. Let's try this grunge concrete moss medium. Just drag and drop it in here. And it's looking better, so go up with the tiling. So you have more fine, but that's a little bit too much. And just play with the setting if you want more moss going on here. You can go up with the contrast if you want the moss really sharp here. But I just want it a little bit blurry. That's fine. You can go up with the tiling amount, but you see if you go too high, it's doing some weird stuff, so that's fine. And let's see what else we can do. Yeah, we can play with the balance here. If you go completely up, it's covered completely. If you go down, it's less. So I'm going to just hide the dirt layer so we see a little bit more what's going on here. Alright, let's try another one. And just for example, I want to try a dirt grunge. Maybe this grunge dirt muddy. Just drag and drop it in here and play with that. Yeah, that's one that's not really good. So I'm going to delete that straight away. It's pebbles. You have a lot to play with. Just try some of that. Or if you don't like this type of grunge maps, you can always go in here and search another one. And if you don't like it at all, this grunge map, you can always go back to the smart mask and add maybe another one. So Dust Dirty or something like that. Ooh, that's looking good, this Dust Dirty. So that's what I want. I want it a little bit on the edges here, going into the object. So it's starting on the edge and then it's going inside of that. So let's see, I'm going to close this texture 2, and the curvature is to 1. That's perfect. If you go down with that, you see it's going away with that. But I want it on this edge here. And let's try to go up with the global balance. Yeah, that's the type I want here. So you can go to additional with the ambient occlusion. No, we have to be on that, that's fine. And you can always play with these two texture here. If you just change that, you see it's doing some major changes in here. And I think that's fine. Good. So now we can go on with the next. Worked offline a little bit on the store, and I think the final result is looking very good. So to recreate that, we can simply go to our layer stack, and we have to think about how it's built up this store here. So we have underneath of our main color the base color and the wood. So let's add them. I'm going just to hide that for now so we can see what we are going to do. So I'm going to type in wood, and under this material here I have a wood. I think I just downloaded it from the store. It's called Wood Rough. I don't really know. I can't remember. So if you don't have that, just go to the browser and download it. You can now drag and drop it in here. And the first thing we have to do is just to go down with our tiling. It's way too big. So I think a tiling of 4 or 5 is good. Maybe just 4, but let's see. The normal intensity, the roughness intensity is a little bit too much here. So I go to the technical parameters and we can go down with the hit position, I think. Yep, the hit position, that's fine. And as you want to, you can just go up here and change some settings, so the cracks, the knots and the notches and so on. But I leave that like that. Alright, so I want that in a different color. I don't want that bright color here. So to change that, on the Woodruff, right click, and we're going to add a level. With the level you can just go a little bit darker. So obviously with the right one. So maybe like that. That's fine. And now we have to build up our base color. So this white type color here. As you can see here, this white type. So to do that, simply right click on this add fill layer. I'm going to call this base color white, so we know what's doing. And then I'm dragging that down so it's not bothering us. And with this base color white, we only need for now our color, so deactivate metallic roughness, normal and height, I think. And the height we are going to leave for now. Good. So to build our peeling effect on that, we have to add a black mask. And with the black mask, it's going all away. So that's good. That's fine. And on this black mask, we're going to add a generator. So we're going to add a mask. So let's see which one I can use. Maybe it's the same process like the dirt on the moss on the concrete. So maybe we're going to add some maybe some generator that's working only on the side here on these edges. So we need here on the black mask, right click add generator, and with this generator we are going to add the metal edge wear. So just add it for now. And yeah, I think that's what I want. So we have it now inverted. So go to the metal edge wear generator, and in here you have your parameters and you can just play a little bit around with that. So I'm going with the invert button to true, and now I can just go with the awareness level like that. And as you can see here, I don't want that on this door handle, but we can just exclude them later on. So let's see, I want it really sharp. So you have just to play with the settings here, maybe a little bit more. So go up with the scale or down, whatever you want. So let's see what's doing the edge smoothness here. Okay, it's moving that out. Okay. And that's something like I want to achieve on the edge here. But maybe a little bit more sharper. Good, that's just a good beginning here, good start. But I'm going to check if we have something else here, maybe some edge data we can, some edge small mass we can use. Concrete edge maybe. Let's see, drag and drop it in here, just play with the settings and you're going to see which one is better. So go up with the global balance here. Yeah, that's strange. It's a strange mask. Oh, but that's better. That's better. I think I'm going to be with this one here. We can go a little bit, no, with the curvature we need to be up. We can go, let's see, ambient occlusion maybe. Yep, that's good. Alright, so I'm going to delete the other one. And now we have to build our peeling effect.